Hey guys and gals, Jim back here. I know it's been a while. Decided to do a video mainly for a couple reasons this morning. For one, I'm working on several projects, so I haven't uploaded any videos because I just keep putting things off because sure we all make this mistake. We start building a kit, we start another kit, we start another kit. Before you know it, you got about 5 or 6 builds going on, and you don't know which one you want to go complete first. And then you got some stuff that's complete, but you keep putting off doing a video and uploading it, and that's pretty much where I got to be. That's why I haven't been on here. Plus, the weather here, like I said, I got arthritis. I'm 60 years old. Worked in machine shops all my life and stuff, and the weather here has been getting, we've been having rain for, oh hell, the last couple months, pretty solid. And in fact, the farmers, they're probably only 50% planted, and it's kind of late to get corn in the ground. If there's any that need to be planted, it's pretty much stick to soybeans because, they got a later growing season and stuff. But anyway, it's been humid, muggy, damp. It affects my arthritis and stuff, and there's some days I just don't get into doing things. So that's pretty much what's going on with that. But I know I got Katinga to finish. It's already complete. I need to do a video with the lighting and stuff. I was going to do it a week or two ago. I just keep putting it off because I'm getting involved with other things. What I got going on now, first, before I get into anything about model building, I want to give a shout out to a couple people. First off, I want to give a shout out to Eagle Sci-Fi Modeler. He left me a comment this morning wondering what happened to me, what I've been up to. He hasn't seen anything from me. I appreciate that very much. I'll tell you the truth, comment like that, wondering what somebody's been up to, if everything's okay, how I've been. That shows a true friend. He evidently, he misses seeing me put up videos and stuff. I know I haven't been checking out everybody's videos like I have either. Like I said, I just got too many things. I got carried away with building so many different things. I got stuff that's built needs to be put on bases. I got stuff that's built needs to be put on dioramas. I got stuff that's built and finished needs to be videoed. And I've got probably about 5 or 6 different builds going on right now in different stages. So that's that one. Second person I want to give a shout out to is Interstellar Modeler. A couple weeks ago, he contacted me about my Death Star trench diorama that I did with those Death Star attack sets by Bandai. He contacted me how I did my explosion effects and stuff. So we've been emailing each other up and back. He's been asking me questions how I did, what I used to make the explosion effect, and what I used, what I did, how I put the fiber optics, how I glued in the broken parts of the X-wing and stuff like that. So we've been going up and back like that. So he just finished his little diorama and stuff. And he went a little bit different as far as his technique for doing the explosions, and his turned out really terrific, man. So if you get the chance, go over to Interstellar Modelers channel and check out his trench diorama. It's not as big as mine. He just used one set and some extra pieces that he had, but he did a terrific job. It really looks awesome. I like the way he did his explosions. They're a lot different than mine. It's almost like the X-wings on fire, before it broke up into pieces and stuff. His other explosions on the base and stuff, kind of like what I did, they look really awesome and stuff. So I want to give a shout out to him. Thanks for mentioning me in your video and stuff like that. I appreciate very much, and I'm just returning the favor to you because your work is fantastic too. Also, with the I've been into space exploration ever since I was a kid. I had the privilege of seeing Apollo 15 take off in person. Even though the closest you could get, whether you're just a spectator or even the press people, closest they let you get is 3 miles away. That's for anybody. It's the reason being the power of the first stage when it ignites those 5 F1 engines to boost it off the launch pad. It's equal to like 540 tons of TNT. if it explodes, 3 miles is a safe range. You can still see the rocket even at that distance, being it is like 364 feet tall. Once it fires up them 5F1 engines, 3 miles away, you swear you're in a major earthquake zone. I mean, you shake, the ground shakes, and it causes your body to shake. I mean, it's powerful. Where we viewed it when I was a kid, it was across the Indian River. The Cape Canaveral is kind of like a peninsula off of Florida, and there's Indian River separates it from the mainland. And that river actually, it had almost like the tide coming in the ocean. When them rockets fired up and it started lifting off, I mean, you could hear it. It was like being in the front row of a rock concert, but you could feel the power of it, you know. And it's probably the most awesome sight that I ever seen my entire life to this day. So I decided I wanted to do something with the Apollo 11 moon landing anniversary coming up this month in about another week, a little bit longer, a week and a half. I wanted to do something special for the Apollo 11 to commemorate that. So I'm working on the AMT Man in Space kit. And I got the Saturn V all complete and everything. Like I said, when I picked up the kit, it had a lot of extra parts in there, because when AMT released that kit, they also released a couple small box kits the same scale, the 200 scale, that just included the command service modules and the lunar modules and stuff. So I'm going to do some little dioramas with that, different stages of the mission and stuff like that. And I'm going to be putting up videos on the days that different things occurred during the mission. Like the day that the Saturn V actually launched, I'll probably do the video on the Saturn V that day. The day they probably went through the stages and broke away from the third stage and stuff with the lunar module docked with them, I'll probably do a video that day with the lunar module, the command service module type deal on their way to the moon. The day they landed on the moon, I'll probably do a little moon diorama with the lunar module sitting on a moon type diorama base and stuff. So I'll be doing several videos on that, and maybe some more in between and stuff, you know, different different peak times of the mission and stuff like that. So right now I'm not going to show the Saturn V. I'm going to wait till to do the unveiling, the reveal on that day that it launched and stuff. So it is a pretty cool kit. It's not the greatest detail. It has enough detail to make it look realistic. If you do a real nice job on the paintwork, it'll be fine. I did a lot of masking. I really made sure that the masking was laid down and burnished down. I just used Rust-Oleum spray cans, a satin white and a satin black. And the paintwork, I'll tell you what, when I pulled up the masking, I didn't have no bleed under the tape or nothing, so I didn't have to do any touch-up on the paintwork or nothing like that. It came out great, so I'll be anxious to show it off. In the meantime, yesterday I was messing around, and like I said, the weather's been really hot and humid here. I live about 100 miles west of Chicago and stuff, and we've been in the 90s, close to 100-degree heat index and stuff. This coming week we're supposed to be up close to 100 degrees with 105 to 110 heat index and stuff. So the weather, even though you got the air going in the house, the weather hasn't been the greatest for painting and stuff. You know, it's still kind of, you can feel the humidity in the house. It's not as bad as if you step out the door, but it still affects the paint and stuff, you know, drying properly and stuff like that. But yesterday I was experimenting. As I says, I'm old school. You know, I've been modeling for 48 years. There's a lot of stuff that I still do old school. A lot of it comes from model railroading, as far as like my weathering with pastel chalks and different things like that. But when I did my Katinga, the 350th Katinga, which I need to do a video on, and it's all finished up, I got the base mounted and stuff like that. I used Tamiya acrylics for the first time, airbrushed everything, and they were great, easy cleanup. They went down real nice and stuff. I know I did a video what I used for thinner, rather than the Tamiya thinner. I used regular isopropyl alcohol, because that's what's in the Tamiya paints to start with, and it worked out beautiful and stuff. So I've been experimenting. Being I'm doing the 200 scale Man in Space, so I'm going to be doing all the rockets in that kit and stuff. But you know, right now I'm concentrating on the Saturn V and the moon the moon mission, the Apollo 11 stuff. But later down the line, I'll work on the Mercury Redstone, the Mercury Atlas, and the Gemini Titan and stuff, and also the Saturn 1B. I got that started out and stuff. I just got the base coat on there, the satin white, so I'll be doing that. But I also picked up, since I'm into space stuff and all that, and I want to keep things all in scale. And I also picked up the Hasegawa 1200 Space Shuttle kit. So yesterday I was messing around with some paints. For one thing, too, anybody questions why I'm doing it the hard way. Those external rocket boosters, they're all one piece with the external fuel tank. So rather than cut them apart and try to match them back up later on with plastic, sheet styrene or stuff like that, or rods, I'm doing it the hard way. There was a big connection point between the booster rockets and the fuel tank in the center. I was able to cut that out real neatly with an X-Acto, so I got rid of that one because it just didn't look right and stuff. And I just got the couple little points up top and one main one at the bottom. And that now, if you buy the Revell 1/44 scale, which I thought about, but then you don't get to like the Gemini and the Mercury space ships and stuff like that. Those are much bigger, and those are all separate pieces. You build the booster rockets, the external fuel tank, and then you attach them together. But this one I'm going out. But the main reason I'm doing this video now is I've been experimenting. A lot of guys use craft acrylics and stuff. I know they say use the folk arts. They're a little bit more expensive at Walmart, maybe $1.50, $2 a bottle. But I says, why not experiment? So the external tank is kind of, they call it a brown, but it's actually like a rusty orange, a brownish orange and stuff. I call it like a terracotta. Different shuttle missions, the tanks were different colors and stuff. So I decided I'm gonna go experiment. So yesterday I got a couple bottles of the Apple Barrel. These are 50 cents a bottle. It's matte paints and stuff. And I says, they're not much different than the folk arts and stuff, just a different brand. So why not try them out? So what I did to get my color of the external tank and that, and now some of the tanks too, this is darker here, the tank is lighter, or the tank is darker and this is lighter. I'm kind of going like, in between all the pictures I pulled up on Google searches and stuff like that. So, but anyway, this is a chestnut brown and a harvest orange, what I picked up. And that's what I mixed to get my I call it a terracotta. It's like a deep, almost like a deep brownish orange, like a light rust color. Now the camera's washing out, it looks kind of bright, but it's actually a lot darker than it looks and stuff. So I messed around. I airbrushed down a light coat yesterday. I thinned it out with alcohol. I didn't use Windex. A lot of guys use Windex. If you go over to Classic Plastic, Chris at Classic Plastic uses a lot of craft acrylics, so you can learn a lot from his channel. But I messed around. I sprayed the first light coat on. After about 10 minutes, I picked it up. I checked to see how it was sticking and everything. I got a light gray primer underneath this and everything. The rocket boosters are already finished painted the white with the all the black bands around them and stuff. But I decided to experiment. Well, after I had sat for about 10 minutes, I took and rubbed my finger. I don't think it was the humidity. It wasn't too bad in the house yesterday early in the day. But when I rubbed my finger, the paint was just rubbing right off. And I'm like, well, that ain't going to work. But I let it set for a while, about another 20 minutes, and everything seemed okay. So I continued. I sprayed on about 5 real light coats to get this covered complete and stuff like that. And I let it set and dry. And between each coat, probably I gave it about 20 minutes or so. And everything was working out fine. So evidently I just didn't let it dry on that first coat long enough and stuff. Overnight I set some masking tape on the finished painted part up here. I pressed it, burnished it down real hard so it had a real nice adhesion. And when I pulled it off this morning, it didn't pull no paint with it. So it works. You don't have to spend big bucks on expensive paints or nothing like that. You can go with these craft acrylics, and I might try different things down in the future depending on what I'm building. There's tons of different colors, sometimes there's more colors than these than is available in model paints. Plus, with the trade wars going on with China and the United States and stuff, prices going up. And here in Illinois, they just raised our license plates from $100 a year to $150 a year. Boom, what a slap in the face. Overnight, just like that. They couldn't do it in increments over a time frame of a couple of years. They had to do it all at once and stuff. But I'm willing to experiment. Certain things I'm still old school and I stick to them. If it works, why change it? But other things, there's different things you can use. They're not necessarily hobby stuff. And I'll tell you what, prices of hobby supplies have been going up a lot too the last few years. So, but I experimented. It worked real nice. I sprayed a couple coats of testers dull coat over this between my different colors that I'm going to be putting out in here. Didn't do no orange peeling, didn't do no cracking. It didn't mess up the craft acrylic paint at all or nothing like that. So it's like, hey, it works great. Now there's some different other colors as far as like where the shuttle mounts go on the tank. They're more like a yellow kind of orange color, a lot lighter. So I'm going to be going with this, it's called apricot, and I'm going to tone it down with the brown just like I did with the orange and stuff for those different colors and stuff. But that's what I got going on with this and all, and I'm really happy with the way it worked out and stuff, so give it a try. Like I says, if it doesn't work for you and stuff, experiment. Like I says, it's only 50 cents a bottle, so that's a buck there. I think I paid $1.50 for a 16-ounce bottle of alcohol, which I got mainly because I did my Kating and I was using alcohol within it, because to me a thinner for a little bottle, man, it's expensive as hell, like $7-8, and you get like about what, 3 ounces or something like that, compared to 16 ounces of regular alcohol for $1.50, and it worked just fine. I didn't have no issues with the paint. It laid down nice. It adhered real nice to the primer and stuff like that. So it's one of the main reasons I wanted to do this video. Now this video is going to be like probably 3 parts, so make sure you check out all 3 parts, because I'm going to be going into a couple different things about the model building and stuff like that. And also another thing I got going, I started doing, the Enterprise NX01 refit. I got 2 kits. I'm going to do the regular NX01, and I'm also doing the refit. I got the base coat laid down on there. I'm doing that one kind of like the TOS with the different shades of grays and stuff. The other one I'm going to do, the metallic colors, the aluminum, the steel colors, whatever I decide to use on that one and stuff. The bad part about those kits is, even though they've been repopped again recently, they stopped making the Aztec decals, and I'm not in a kit that small. I'm not into the paint masks. I usually do all my masking on my own, just like my Katinga. That was all hand laid down masking tape, the Scotch Blue painter's tape, and then I cut the tape around all the different shapes and stuff. And that wasn't done with any paint masks, and it came out nice and crisp and stuff, just as if I would have used paint masks and stuff. Might ask, some people that are new to the hobby, isn't it hard to paint something like that? Most of my models, if at all possible, like especially on my Katinga, I built that model complete, even all the little detail parts, before I did any paint work on it. And once I had it all built complete, I knew there weren't no light leaks. It's a lot easier than having to go and retouch up light leaks after you got it painted and blended in the paint and taking a chance of sanding and messing something up. I built that complete and masked it all as a complete model. It wasn't that difficult to do. Now, something in the case of my big 350 refit, that was done in sub-assemblies and stuff. But that's pretty much what Jim's got going on right now. I'll be coming back to you with another part 2 of this video and stuff, because I want to go into some other things and stuff like that. So in the meantime, thanks. Yesterday too, I got about 10 or 11, maybe 12 new subscribers. It seemed like every time I put down my phone or turned on my computer, I had another subscriber to me. I want to give a thanks to all the new subscribers. I really appreciate it very much and all that. And I appreciate it very much. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. I do leave my email address at the end of each video in the description link. So that way, if you got any questions, if you want to contact me rather than the comments section, you can contact me through email. And if you really want to get some more information, detailed information that's easier to explain in person, I'll make the judgment. We can exchange phone numbers, and you can ask away all the questions you want, and I'll give you my best explanation how I do things. I try to keep my videos simply. I don't do a lot of build videos step by step. I did a few of them. But I'm more into building models and just showing off the finished product, and stuff like that. So till the next video that I'll be doing shortly, You guys all take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my videos. Thanks for all the great comments. Thanks for subscribing. And happy modeling. We'll see you soon. Bye.